Planet Voss, a map that is despised by new and old Forsaken players since its release. A map where it's either completely unwinnable for the killer or a living nightmare for the survivors. Today I'll be analysing why everyone hates this map and how to fix it. Enjoy the video. The first issue of Planet Voss is its complete lack of unique terrain. The entire map is completely flat, with no elevation, no choke points, no nothing. The lack of any unique terrain in the map turns it from an exciting arena where you use your wit to outsmart the killer, or other survivors, to a glorified base plate with some trees. The flat terrain already causes issues, the first of which being 1x1. By making the entire map flatter than a McDonald's hamburger, you can quite literally get hit by anywhere at any time by mass infection. Anyone on generators now has to stop whatever they're doing immediately as soon as they hear mass infection charging up, to avoid the shockwave that's moving faster than the friggin' A-train. Also, due to how largely open the map is, killers or survivors that rely on exploiting choke points to force the other into misplaying, such as John Doe, Tap, and Builderman, are either completely useless or severely nerfed. The utter lack of depth to the map not only makes it boring to play, but it's also a balance nightmare for killers and survivors alike. I genuinely don't understand how the same people that make creative and in-depth masterpieces like Haunted Hotel and Yorick's Rest also somehow decided to release the most bland, annoying, and unbalanced map to date. Not only does the map fail at being a balanced and functional map for killers and survivors, it also sucks from a design and aesthetic perspective. Like seriously, this map feels like the developers just took a base plate, copy-pasted some trees, rockets, and small rooms, and just called it a day. There are zero houses or meaningful structures, with the symmetry of the map only serving to make every single area look the same. Running from one side of Planet Voss to the other feels like running through the back rooms. Nothing changes other than the occasional tree and generic square room. There is no depth, soul, or creativity put into the map. The only good thing about the map being, as usual, the banger soundtrack. So, Planet Voss is obviously a flawed map, but how can it be fixed? The first and most obvious solution is to add some sort of elevation to the map. It doesn't have to be significant, but it does have to be visible enough so that walking through the map doesn't feel like you're walking through an empty base plate on Roblox Studio. This can be done by adding craters throughout the map made by falling meteors to give downward elevation, or adding small hills for upward elevation. Secondly, the map needs to have more unique structures that killers and survivors alike can play around. This can be done by only having one of each rocket or base, but making them larger and more detailed to compensate. This not only gives the map more nuance to be played around, but also makes each area actually recognizable. In conclusion, Planet Voss is currently the worst map in Forsaken due to its two-dimensional layout, lack of unique structures, and completely screwing over John Doe. However, I trust the developers will rectify this at some point after releasing Nolly, either by reworking the map or removing it entirely. Voss is a map that can easily become one of the best with some minor adjustments, and the developers have proven time and time again that they can create unique and fun maps for us to enjoy. However, there is one thing that I wholeheartedly support, it's this. Remove the fucking trees!